there's nothing like cracking that cellophane and pulling that record out. It just smells great.
Welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Non-stop hardcore energy.
I love the show, guys. You're awesome.
Unlike any other.
With your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bod Father.
Man, this stuff rocks.
Greetings. This is Angstskrig, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
The views and opinions of the guests do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of BODS Mayhem Radio Network, its staff, affiliates, or sponsors. Parental discretion is advised. Welcome to BODS Mayhem Radio Network.
Hey everybody, welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. I am your host, John the Bod, aka the Bod Father, and as always, I'm bringing you guys and gals awesome interviews. And today I'm bringing you one half of the band Angstskrig. Danish black metal duo Angstskrig will release their full-length debut album called Shadow Play. It's out right now via Despotz Records. The record includes a variety of guest appearances from members of Soilwork, Fintroll, Creator, Hypocrisy, Dragon Force, Cedricom, and more. And I hope I said that correct. But it's out right now, and you want to check this out. Plus, they got singles, Lucifer Calder, featuring Frederick Leclerc, and Sky, I hope I pronounced this right, Skyggespil, featuring Attila.
Skyggespil.
Yeah, what he just said. So, how you doing, and welcome to the show. Glad to have you on here and get Angstskrieg's music out there a little bit more and get to know you guys a little bit more, man.
Yeah, thank you for having us. It's a pleasure to be here.
How have you been doing so far during all this pandemic, and how excited are you, hopefully, to get back out on the road soon and do some tours, play some local stuff, and just get this band out there more?
Yeah, we haven't been slacking at all. We've been, working on putting this record out. It's always a tough job. There's a lot of things to do while putting out a record, but especially when it's a debut, we want to do it right. So we've been doing that, but also we've been making new music, thinking about the next album as well. So not slacking at all, but for sure we are looking forward to getting on the road. We have some Danish shows in the fall, and then hopefully we're going to go international sometime next year. First nationally, then European shows, and then hopefully we're going to spread out from there.
I want to say this before we get into this interview a little bit deeper. I like the sound of this band's music. I like what you guys are doing. And I'm not saying it just because you're on here. I'm saying it because it's God's honest truth. I like the new flavor, if that makes sense. It's a new taste of music from you guys. So I like it, and thank you for first and foremost as a fan.
Yeah, and thank you. We're so grateful when people like our music. It's that's why we're here. We're here to for us to grow. We need people to like our stuff, of course. So we're happy that you and so many others like our music at the moment. That's fantastic.
So how did the band come together? Because I know your other partner that's in this, you guys knew each other from a young age. Is that correct or no?
That's correct. Yeah, we kind of grew up musically and creatively together. We had the same mentor who got us into heavy metal music, who saw ambitions and a creative light within us, and he kind of put some gasoline on that flame. So we grew up together, and then life takes us down different paths, both professionally, also physically, actually. But it was we never lost contact. We were always in touch. So it was kind of written in the stars that we would come together once more and be creative together and do this together. That's kind of how it went. Yeah. And then it was almost a decade not creating stuff together. And then when we got together back in the late summer of 2019, it just it was an explosion of of creativity.
Oh, that's awesome. This is Angstskrig's debut album. How does it feel to have this debut album out right now, and especially in this library of music for you guys, and especially to add more music?
Oh, it's a fantastic feeling. We've been waiting for so long. Again, we were kind of, it was a explosive creative process. So within a half a year from August until the beginning of 2020, we wrote the music, recorded the music, mixed the music, and actually had a master ready within like 6 or 7 months. So we've been sitting on this for quite some time now. So it was a big relief and a great pleasure to release it after more than a year being ready. Fantastic feeling.
Now, were these songs already previously been written, or were these all brand new songs on this album?
Brand new. Only one riff was written. The verse riff of the title track was written back in 2017, maybe 16, 17, and we played around with it just for fun back then, but it was in a completely different context. So, glad we didn't go down that path. It was more stoner type music, but that was just for fun. So we were sitting on that one riff, but everything else was written like within those 2 months of August and September 2019.
So as a band, were you guys a little nervous releasing this album right now, since there's not a lot of touring going on right now? I know we've opened up some things over here in the States, but especially during this pandemic, were you guys just a little nervous at all?
Yeah, of course. You know, we've seen records like being released in the midst of this pandemic and just disappear. So of course we did a long build-up, tried to build some suspense, and now we try to keep it alive as much as possible, since we can't go touring for the next maybe half a year. Shows are happening in Denmark at the moment, but not seated shows won't happen until sometime in October or November. So there's still some time to keep this alive.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I think it's kind of and I don't mean this in a bad way because of the pandemic, but for bands, for bands that's just getting out there. I know that you guys have been around for a while. Of course, you've done things with other bands, I'm assuming, but it's a blessing in disguise, because this is where you guys can shine. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, we're here and listen to our music, and I think it's a lot easier right now to get your stuff out there than it would be, say, if we're back to normalcy, if that makes sense.
Yeah, true. It seems like people are more attentive. People have time actually to focus on new music and focus on music in general. So yes, you could say it's a blessing in disguise for sure.
What's impressed or excited you the most about making this debut album, if anything? What sticks out the most for you, possibly?
I think it was the mixing process, because we didn't know what exactly we would sound like until this record was done. So when we had all the tracks and we laid down and we got this the fantastic guest appearances into the mix as well, and then all of a sudden it just like materialized, and we found our sound. That was a fantastic feeling, actually.
Any tracks standing out more to you than any right now on the album? I know it must change every time you guys listen to it. I know these are your babies, but do you have any that personally stick out for you?
as you say, it's been different tracks at different times. But right now, and I think it's because people writing about this album, and they really like Uhygge, the song number 2, and song number 3, La Paladerne brænde, which means Let the Palaces Burn. These 2 songs are like accentuated by critics, and then I start listening to them in a different manner. So at the moment, it's those 2 songs, I guess.
Was there a song that you guys were working on that totally ended up sounding different than it was intended to when it was brought to the table? Did it take a major turn, possibly?
Yes, actually, all of them, actually.
Okay.
Maybe not a song for Lucifer Keller. That one was kind of set in stone from the get-go. But we wanted to play around with the compositions as much as possible. So the songs have been sounding completely different at different times. But yes, they all got a good shake in the rehearsal space before we set our minds to these exact compositions.
Who did the artwork for this amazing album?
It was our friend Daniel Buchwald. He's a very talented both graphics guy, but also he does our videos. He does promotional pictures. He's kind of become our visuals guy. So yeah, he did the covers also for the digital singles, and he did the videos as well.
I know you said mixing was the thing that stuck out the most about making this album, but musically going forward, is this the sound of the band that you want to keep, or do you want to just play with it, man, and just throw stuff in the hat and see what comes about?
We're very experimental. We like to play around. We like to have fun with our music, and as things always are becoming something else and always changing and evolving, then it would be safe to say that the next record will sound a bit different, and new elements will be added, and yeah, it's going to be a different mix. But we found a core on this album that we want to stick to, because I guess that's how we like music. So yeah, we found our core on this one, but for sure it's going to be a little bit different on the next one.
Now, you guys worked with producer Frederick Brandt Jacobson. See, I got that right.
Yeah, perfect.
But how was working with him on this? Did he get something out of you guys that maybe working with somebody else might not have gotten? Possibly, did he push your buttons to get that extra effort out of you?
I would say yes. He's and here's why. He's a brand new producer here in Denmark, and he's very, very, very talented. But what he did, what no other producer in Denmark could do right now, is that he made us sound so fantastic, made us sound so good. He's a super music and sound geek. So he and we wanted this organic sound. We wanted to sound real, and he really gave us that organic and warm sound that we were longing for. So in that respect, he really pushed the sound to, in our ears, perfection.
Kind of put you in mind of the old days of the 2-inch tape when you listen to those cassette tapes that, man, just made you feel like, man, this is a warm album right here.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And that's what we were aiming for. We wanted to have something good sounding, but still have that organic, in some respect, old school sound. And and then we wanted to mix all these albums that we really enjoy listening to, as you can hear, we stole some of the guitar sound from Entombed. We wanted to have the lively drums from a band like Gojira, and we wanted the beautiful production from a band like Behemoth. We wanted the dirty and nitty-gritty and warmth that you get from a band like Darkthrone. So yeah, we all threw that into the mix, and yeah, this is what came out of it.
Now, you guys had guest musicians on this album. Let's talk about that a little bit. Did they get to pick which song that they wanted to do, or did you guys say, okay, we want you to work on this song, you with this song, and how did that come about, possibly?
Yeah, we picked the songs for the friend we wanted to do something for us. But other than that, we didn't decide anything. They took the songs, and as you can hear, they made fantastic contributions to this. It wouldn't be in our years. It wouldn't be half as good if they weren't on the album. But they got the song, and then they just played around with it, and they sent us back the most fantastic solos, and of course Matthias from Fintro did fantastic, and he sings in And Oceans as well. Did a fantastic guest vocals as well. So and also, you know, when you write music meant for solos and you can't play a solo even if your life depended on it, then it's good to have friends you can call and who can help.
Yeah, that's for sure. What do you hope everyone takes away, or message you hope they hear while listening to any of Angststrig's music in general? What do you hope they get from it?
I hope they get a good experience. That would be the short answer. And of course, we hope that it's, as you said earlier, we hope they find a little bit of originality within the music, and they can connect with the music. But yeah, all in all, we're in the entertainment business, so I hope people are entertained and they have a good experience while listening to this album.
Now, I know when you were younger and plus middle-aged and all that, you've had a lot of music, man, a lot of albums. But did you just have that one go-to album possibly that you just could never shake? You always had to listen to it because it gave you that spark, that inspiration, just anything like that. Did you possibly have that? If so, what was it?
Oh, there are so many. Damn it. You put me on the spot right there. Again, we're an eclectic collective here in Angstskrig, and the same goes for musical taste. You know, it comes bits and pieces from everywhere, and that's the same. There are different albums that gives certain inspirations to certain parts of the music. But one album that couldn't shake, let's say Transylvanian Hunger by Darkthrone.
Okay.
Yeah, let's say that one.
Okay.
That's a good one. That's a very black one as well. Perfect answer, I guess.
Like I said previously, man, I want to just say thank you for your guys' music, going outside that box and creating something new, because I know it's hard. I know there's a lot of music that's out there, but I think this is cool what you guys are doing. So again, as a fan, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Before you go, how could folks stay in touch with you? Buy this album that's out right now, all this good stuff. How can they do that?
Yeah, we live in the social media age, so of course you can catch us on different social medias, on Facebook. It's just facebook.com/Angstskrig, and we are on Instagram, Angstskrig Official. We are on Twitter, not that successful Twitter account yet. We are on Spotify. We are on, you name it. Or you can go to our website, angstskrig.dk, and it's kind of a hub for every social media platform we're on. So yeah.
And also, would you care to do a promo for my show?
Greetings. This is Angstskrig, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Everybody stick around. We got some great stuff coming up, and you only hear these interviews right here on BODS Mayhem Hour and BODS Mayhem Hour Podcast. Get out and check out our Facebook page. It has our podcast link and YouTube link. You definitely want to subscribe to our YouTube link because we do in-depth interviews, and it's not your typical breakfast interviews and what they take on tour with them. These are really good questions and really good interviews. Please get out and check out Angstskrig. Their full-length debut album, Shadow Play, is out now via Despotz Records. Trust me, folks, this is a very, very good album. I would say right now this album is in my top 10 album of the year. So there you go, man. That's kudos to you guys. That's how much I like this. And it's very, very good. So I appreciate your time, man, and thank you so much, and wish you guys nothing but the best of luck.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, and thank you for having us.
You're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.